Okay guys, so today our topic is simple past. Simple past tense. For simple past, the vocabulary is regular and irregular verbs. Regular and irregular verbs. What happened with the regular verbs? If it is a regular verb, you make the past with? What is the past of the regular verbs?
Okay.
Ed, yeah. When you have a regular verb, the past is with termination ed at the end of the verb. For example, you have something like play, which is jugar, o tocar if it is an instrument. What is the past of play? Si es regular, what is the past?
Play.
Okay, so it has to be play. Excelente pronunciación. Be careful with the pronunciation. The pronunciation is not play it. No. No se escribe y se pronuncia igual. You add termination ed, but the pronunciation is only t. So you will say play it. The pronunciation is played.
Play.
Play, played.
Play.
Play, played. Okay? So if you have something like, for example, work, which is regular. Bueno, ya sabemos. What is the past of work? Jafer? The past of work?
Working.
Okay.
Workout.
No, worked.
¿Qué es workout?
Workout es hacer ejercicios, eso es otra cosa. So, worked.
Work.
La fuercita. Worked.
Work.
Okay? No worked. Lo vemos acá. Play, played. Worked. Play, played. Worked. Okay? Now, what happened when you have termination consonant Y? Consonant Y. For example, study. When you have termination consonant Y, what you do is that you change Y and copy
Yes.
IED.
Maybe.
Because remember, it's past. So you have study, pronunciation in the past. Studied. La fuercita, no studied. Recuerden que es la fuerza. Al final. Studied. Study, studied. Play, played. Work, worked. Study, studied. Okay? When you have termination consonant Y. Consonant Y. For example, study. When you have termination consonant Y, what you do is that you change Y and copy
Yes.
IED.
Maybe.
Because remember, it's past. So you have study, pronunciation in the past. Studied. La fuercita, no studied. Recuerden que es la fuerza. Al final. Study. Study, studied. Play, played. Work, worked. Study, studied. Okay? Solamente la fuercita. Now, when you have termination T, or termination D, T or D in the present, the past is ED. Ya sabemos que igual va a ser ED. Good. But in this case, the pronunciation is complete. ¿Cómo así que completa? Ahí sí podemos decir visited o needed. Okay? The pronunciation is like this when you have termination T or T. De acuerdo a eso, want, which is querer, claro, va con ED. What is the pronunciation for this verb in the past?
Wanted.
Wanted. Wanted because in the present you have termination
What?
T. Si no termina ninguna de estas dos letras, T or D, the pronunciation is only T, like played, worked, studied. Okay? Let's have pronunciation. Let's do it with Juan. Juan, this one is? And this one? Late. Perfect. This one?
Work.
Work.
Works.
Worked. Perfect.
Study.
Study.
Study. Study.
Studied.
Visit. Visited.
Visited.
Need. Need.
Needed.
Want.
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 Wanted. Because in the present you have termination T. This is what you call regular verbs. And finally, when you have termination E, cuando ya tienen la terminación E, ¿cómo ponen el pasado? ED. Solamente D. No repiten la E. So you have like, pronunciation in the past.
Like.
No, no,
Like it.
no,
Like.
no. Ah, ¿cómo?
Like.
Light. La fuercita nomás. Don't forget, the pronunciation is full only when you have T or D. Solamente se pronuncia completo. Visit is needed. The resto es la fuerza. Like, liked. Play, played. Work, worked. Study, studied. Okay? And this is the past for regular verbs. Okay? In general, 90% of the verbs, 90% de los verbos que terminen en es los mismos del presente. Remember, las terminaciones del presente es H, CH, X. Casi todos estos son verbos
Pasa.
regulares. O sea que forman el pasado agregando ed. That's right. Okay? Any question? Do you have any question, guys?
No visit.
No questions? Okay, this is regular. Let's continue with irregular verbs. What happened with the irregular verbs? They change everything or they don't change at all. O cambian todo o no cambian. They already exist. Irregular verbs. What happened with the irregular verbs? They change everything or they don't change at all. O cambian todo o no cambian. They already exist. Ya existen. O sea que no se forman con gramática. Okay, let's have termination ed, let's change this letter. No. Acá es donde empezamos nosotros a aprendernos todo ese vocabulario con práctica. Y no, speaking, practice, listening and speaking. Porque acá no hay ningún punto de referencia. Toca aprenderse la palabra tal cual. For example, go. What is go?
Go.
Okay. The past of go, what is the past of go?
Go is.
No, because that one is present.
Good.
Which one?
With. With.
No.
Good.
No, nadie.
With.
Casi, casi. The past of go is went. Cerquita. You say go, went. It's irregular. In this case, it changes at all. Cambió del todo, en absoluto. And this is not grammar. Y no es gramática. No cambió que porque quita esta letra, no. Sencillamente cambió, la palabra existe así. So what you have to do is practice. Learn by practice. Go went. I go to the gym every day. No, because that one is present.
Good.
Which one?
With. With.
No.
Good.
No, nadie.
With.
Casi, casi. The past of go is Went, cerquita. You say go, went. It's irregular. In this case, it changes at all. Cambió del todo, en absoluto. And this is not grammar. Y no es gramática. No cambió que porque quita esta letra, no. Sencillamente cambió, la palabra existe así. So what you have to do is practice. Learn by practice. Go, went. I go to the gym every day. I went to the gym yesterday. Past. You see? Go, went. Go, went. Some other times they don't change. Otras veces no cambian, es lo mismo. It's just like when you have let. When you write it, it's the same, and the pronunciation is the same. Hello. It's the same thing. Let, exactamente igual. Okay? I let my dog, or I let my dog in the present or in the past. And finally, for irregulars, we have this one, which is very, very special. Which is very, very special. Remember this? Read. What is read? Leer. Good. Why is it that special? ¿Por qué creen que es tan especial ese verbo leer? Punto para que me diga. ¿Ah? Okay. Pronunciation in the present is read. Pronunciation in the past is read. Homophone for red de color rojo. ¿Listo? Se pronuncia igual, pero se escribe igual, pero se pronuncia diferente. Read, read. Read, read. I read, yo leo. I read, yo leí o yo leía. It's different. So don't forget. I read, I read. Entonces, para que lo tengan muy en cuenta, por eso es tan especial. When you write it, it's the same, but the pronunciation is different, ¿ok? Bueno, con base a esto, nuevamente alguien que me los pronuncie todos, de los que estaban desde el comienzo. Vamos a iniciar con Jafer. Jafer.
Play.
Play.
Play. Play.
Played.
Work. Working.
No.
Working.
No.
Working.
No. Don't forget Jafer. Worked. La fuerza. ¿Listo? Se pronuncia igual, pero se escribe igual, pero se pronuncia diferente. Read, read. Read, read. I read, yo leo. I read, yo leí o yo leía. It's different. So don't forget. I read, I read. Entonces, para que lo tengan muy en cuenta, por eso es tan especial. When you write it, it's the same, but the pronunciation is different, ¿ok? Bueno, con base a esto, nuevamente alguien que me los pronuncie todos, de los que estaban desde el comienzo. Vamos a iniciar con Jafer. Jafer.
Play.
Play.
Play. Play.
Played.
Work. Working.
No.
Working.
No.
Working.
No. Don't forget Jafer. Worked. La fuerza. La fuerza al final. Worked.
Work.
Okay.
Study.
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 Studied. Okay.
Visit. Visit.
Visited.
Need.
Need. Sí,
Need.
suena. Eso es como un nombre. Nick. Acá no es Nick, sino need. Need.
Need. Need.
No. Needed.
Need.
Don't forget. Termination T or D. Terminación T o D. En pasado es completo. Entonces, need, needed, want.